Another top-notch Scrabble. In doubles events, yeah, I think synergy really, really works a lot. Your opponent, you must be in synchronization with your opponent. No matter what happens in the game, you want to keep your head so stick to the game plan, and you don't want your opponent to notice you are in conflict with your partner. What do you think to that?
It's very logical and technical event we are in now. Doubles event where the two players have to talk, have to agree, conflict, and even during picking, sometimes players prefer to let one player to pick, but when the team now starts going awkward or haywire, they don't have to change it. So it's a very good event, and we hope to see how it pans out for all the categories.
All right, I believe Babajide and Mosope changed in their first turn. Yeah, I believe so. I believe they changed in their first turn, and I think we have a technical issue with the board. The board is not coming up from here. Okay, from okay, let's just go. While we are waiting for the board to appear to us, David and Tunde are yet to commit to their play. Okay, they still have their pressure up on their rank, and wow, I don't know. I don't know what Babachide and Musope changed in their very first rack. I don't know if they even put it out on their rack yet, and they just made a change very quickly. Okay, we see flight come down, flight down. Okay, I think they made Esteban. Okay, I don't think that was a change. Babajide and Musope started with Esteban. Then we have flight really quickly from David and Sunday. Now, Babajide and Musope with Ikenne Osun. Alright. What do you think here? I started with Estival. Maybe they are really sure, okay, Estival does not fix an S or either whatever, or, you know, and now your opponent plays fly because they have S on their own rack. Now, this is some awesome plan from the African youth champion and Sunday here. I mean, what do you see today? This is daring.
Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Having that as sharing, but information they already have what they're going to put on that. What if you players that play festival goes to people else after the festival came?
I mean, honestly,
It's that short.
this is, I mean, there are a lot of players that does this. Now it's like, is either you have this or you don't have this. Let's decide the game once and for all. Now, okay, the situation here is use what you have to get what you want. They have the S on their rank, and it made a daring really, really play. This is really, really fantastic. I mean, This is really, really, really fantastic.
The right balance of the best ability to score and level up immediately.
And now it is Babatunde and we should play. I mean, Babajide, excuse me, to play. What are the options for them? They could play means pretty wide or fly, maybe means for 30 points. You keep hand on
They
your
don't really
rack.
have much to work with because they're having three ends, and I'm sure they're looking for a way to share the two ends out, and they will not be getting enough score for doing that. If they want to go for their score, they will have to keep the duplicate ends and the like.
Yeah, because yeah, me in this position, I don't want to keep couple of any of the letters. I mean,
Okay, so you prepare to play out two ends in this kind of situation.
yeah, I would, but then main score is really, really, it's not is how do I put it? It's intimidating, See, 30 points to the whole lot, and I'm gonna catch up with these guys and tell them well done for what they did earlier. By playing festival, I mean,
That's true.
things are not
That's
done that way.
that's pretty cool, but even the means will be exposing a lot to giveaway. They have VRF beside it, even wide, and that would be very, very disastrous to be able for the opponent to also shoot. Team Ogun to also shoot for that ahead if they have any of these routes.
Oh, yeah, because there's GR and S that would, I mean, even Y,
But
that would go with that. There are, couple of
later,
letters you could put there. I mean, you don't want to be taking such risk now, and you don't want to be giving out free points to your opponent. Okay, so it's just cinema come down for 26 points. They scored some decent points and being conservative. There's no point in deciding this game recklessly. I mean, Mace look like recklessly.
definitely.
Sir, it's David and Tunde's turn here. Let's look at what options they have. Now, they don't have much to work with here, actually. Maybe what would they be thinking here? Okay, let's try and balance this rack. You have STI floating from festival.
They will just physically balance. But if there's a deep float, they'll be able to hit something cool. And I expect them to know that. So, Lavandin,
Oh yeah, Lavandine. Yeah, oh awesome. Lavandine, and there is no D for that.
so basically, I would prefer to try and play out, keep lane or lane or something, just to balance out very, very well.
Yeah, I'll play Navy. Maybe Navy through the wire. Oh, vanilla. Maybe they are a fan of vanilla, but this is not the spelling of vanilla. Vanilla is LL, but one N. I'm a fan of vanilla actually. Yeah, I prefer vanilla, so you got. Wait, I think at this point they're trying to rack their hope we are not missing anything. Or maybe they are thinking through the high or festival. Maybe they could get the times for. Maybe they just doing some the usual rituals in the game. Okay, we are not missing anything, and
I'm sure they won't play vanilla to the floating end of fly. They'll be giving a lot of way, exposing more extra floats. So I'm thinking they're planning to do anvil on top fly, ALNY, or maybe they use the anvil to the eye of the festival to take over the tent holding.
yeah, it's like if you don't have a gun to fight, why don't you just stay defensive? You don't want to leave the high there for possible eyes for the. Let's keep the board decent. I mean, any board your opponents want to play here will not be scoring much. You won't be hot in the hands.
But the move, AI and balance is splitting.
Anvil, it's not bad, honestly, because if you play Navy up there, you have exposed the boy a lot. I mean, I expose the boy when I have ammunitions. When I'm sort of sure that coming back really, really strong. Okay, we are struggling to see the rap of Babajide and Muyiwa. Oh, it was getting better. Okay, still struggling to see their rap. Okay, while we wait for the technical team to help us adjust the cam, we are not able to see the rap of Babajide and Musope at this point. Well, okay, today looks like 20 minutes. Just for 20 minutes today. You have some additional help now. Me, thank you. Okay, we have someone working on the lockdown for us there. Okay, for now, I want to believe Babajide and Muyiwa made a change of swap. I mean, the swap towers there until the information gets to us. Oh, wow. We have the first plan. Babajide and Muyiwa. Right. I think changing is not bad in Scrabble. I mean, the score is still, pretty presentable. And okay, if you don't have what to do, why not just take time and scratch? Yeah, scratching is changing in Scrabble. Yeah, David and Mushope has a 44 points clear of Ashine. I don't think they are going for that. Instead, they play La for 21 points. The board is getting shaky. All right, I understand the reason behind the lag here because they are getting closer to being good here. Just draw two more, and they would reply Babajide and Mosope in this turn. There are tons of options here, tons of options here for Babajide to play. They have the L of Festival to work with for literary for 68 points. They have the T sort of constricted, but the T of festival for Darius, cooking Lahau, Lahal. Lahal is not an obvious word, sort of obscure, yeah. But if you sort of play Lahal, I think Lahal takes an S hook up there of Lahal. So it would be interesting see some of this fantastic play from the African Youth Champion. Okay, yeah, it's still literary, so we are not saying Lahar again. Literary for 68 points.
That's not too bad, but I would have preferred to do the trial to the A, not to give away to me later, of course, this um, lane. The board is getting constrained towards this side of it, towards the left side of the board. But trial is cool, but you can find that run up to what you can find on this.
Honestly, because at this point, it's about getting a being with right.
Yeah.
Me at this point, I won't be excited like most times, but I have what lands on this board now. And luckily for David and Sunday, they could make use of the E of literary. to play, and they are spotted that really, really quick without wasting any time. I mean, save some time for your end game.
Beautiful find at a nine. Dennis as a great one. And, it's 20 minutes now. We need to do all you have to do quickly to save time for the end game. And this is beautiful. So, it's a close game.
Yeah, neck to neck. Why do I put it neck and neck?
This rap for 3 holes. Not too good, but they can still do something, try to reduce the deficit, then kind of the next. Not too.
Oh yeah, they don't have that much points here actually. Maybe they could play Odo through at the nine, IO. I mean NOID or using the power of literary for 20 points.
Yeah, well, I think they want to take off the white floats, something like Joy's there and two killing. So they are using the store to 12 points only. So yeah.
Toyo for I mean I'm not a fan of this Toyo move. What's the rationale behind this? Are they preventing white from triple or what?
Of course, treating people is really disastrous. Why is also a good float there? What's like waves and the likes and Ziggy's them there. Even Joy is like I predicted, it's going to be too much for them to start fighting for looking at okay, the board is fine, but
Oh yeah, that's true because the J is still in the bag and there are a couple of bingos that plays with the Y. But they're not sort of obvious what such happens. Wow, it's really, really rich point. It's amazing how wow. It's amazing how top players find their time to fetch points on the board. These are parallel plays, 5 on 5 for 48 points.
beautiful score.
I mean, really, really incredible from David and Tunde. This is really, really incredible. Now, their opponents should be pressured to some extent. Now,
James OE for the half. So they already played in by 60 some points. Wow. Wow. Okay. Not too bad.
yeah, I mean, their act is not that bad, though, considering. But they could play Joe. I'm just having a feeling this ball is getting shaped somehow. Oh, wow. We have the second blank on David and Tunde's right. Okay, Jade for 30 points is not bad. Bring yourself closer. Open the board. We have the A and the D for use now. You don't want to be trapped inside the box at this point. What do you think will be going through David and Tunde's mind right now?
They have to be calm. They have some kind of solid lead of 39, not too solid, but with the blank on their rack, they are not supposed to feel fidgety. You should just try to balance rack and force out anything funny. Along the rack, there are enough of a couple of floats, G's floating, the T of Toro is there. I think they're pretty fine. Just increase the lead in two, pick the blank, and hope for the best in the next.
Yeah, at this point, Pam, David, and Sunday, I would be like, okay, I want to block this board. I have a blank and I'm leading. Yeah, I want to go defensive. Yeah, because you may be hoping, okay, let me leave this lane. I have the blank. I want to come back through them, and the tail bag is really, really funny. Oh, awesome! I love the gap. I think they're already through my mind. I love this gap play for 26 points. Yeah, you can't play a bonus shooter. You have to end with I or O. Or you okay, Okay, Babajide and Mosope really playing fast here. Okay, Zoo. Now they are back in business.
Of your point, in the back to the business.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. You don't want to be drawing too many holes at this point. You still have the Q in the back, and the Q at some, some possible points. Yeah, maybe 21 or 22. But at this point, drawing the Q would be a burden to anyone. What could David do here? Maybe they play Awad to, take some points. Or OU. I think OU will be true reckless.
OU to, is it OI?
OU through the wire of flying. Like, this will be some reckless. Yeah. I mean, Hawato. I think Hawato is expensive. I mean, I'm just giving the whole house. I think time would be a deciding factor here. We still have about 30,000 played.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think 20 minutes is some small for the event because players have to think, have to synchronize, have to agree, look at different options to play, but it's time to make them tend to play faster than expected to see. Okay, a bit
okay, I'm thinking maybe they play Hawato, but we have Babajide and Muyiwa. Maybe they are just waiting for the ball, or the ball would not be properly placed here. They need ball for hostage. Okay, what did David and Tunde play here? Did they change? Okay, they play God or Osun. Okay, now they play defensive, defense as in basketball. Defense. Let's look at the options for Babajide here. Okay, Geo, awesome. Geo for 20 points. This is a lot. And
but if you still play safe for extra 1 point, just allow you.
yeah, the other way around. There's nothing wrong there. Do you think the doctor said? Um, oh, yeah, we have it changed. Sometimes when it gets to you, you intend to start doubting words. You start doubting like the very obvious of words in some.
And I sense something like that more than that. Okay, for 20.
It is Geo awesome. I believe the heat is getting to them here. I can really understand. It gets to a point you are doubting even the very simple formula plan. You just want to tell yourself, oh, let me just do this. And David and Sunday are throwing really poorly. Apart from the blank on their rack, the rest are not very active on this board. The tiles are not really useful on this board.
I think at this point they should just try to scratch. They have duplicate tiles, OOII, T-Blank. Keeping TI blank will look good because this deep floating here is very good for more for them. And I don't see it helping us because this D is the way of the D and A. Managing this track for long will be very disastrous because Scrabble keeps punishing if you're not really doing right. And changing it 7.8 mistake. Because managing this track, you go out, pick another two more vowels, you keep doing the same thing over and over again. Before you know it, your opponent has established a little bit and
What do you think they could do here? Okay, they played Sui.
Mm.
I mean, what's the rationale here? Why keep Ogo high on your rank?
That's what I was saying before, that there's some time the player picking will have to now change to the other player. That's why double is interesting. But I think now the person picking things will have to be able to give back to the other player to fit out for Osun and for them, because OI is not a great name.
I mean, I was hoping they play Ogo high through the J, Ogo high there for some point. But maybe the B is in the bag and, your opponents could easily get the points down, hooking boy, making BO high,
Yeah,
maybe they sort of consider that. And now they are really, really being conservative here, like defense. And it's just early in the round. I mean, we're seeing this amount of defense in round four. I mean, it's just round four. So I mean, let's say we are in Nigeria actually, because Nigeria are known to be very, very defensive when it comes to Scrabble. Let's look at the options for Babajide and Muyiwa here. They don't have much to do though. And now they play PE. Wow, this is really, really aggressive. PE through the A and D of Jade.
okay.
That's aggressive and reckless.
That move is not okay. I think that's passing off.
It's not advisable.
They're giving a lot away from using that move. Anything like S transfer or OPA there. And I think they want to block D2, but trying to block D2 and keep the in hand together with the opponent.
Okay, is that just fail? They drop only P there. Oh my. Would they would be using a lot of time in this particular game. Players are playing really, really low amount of time per turn. We are at the 10th move now, and we see full being played really quickly for 30 points.
Yeah, that was a straightforward move. 30 points. Taking the score, they also contributing the ball to particular side of the ball, and the game to the particular side of the ball. Beautiful.
I mean, there are still some high pointers in the bar. You have the H, you have the K, you have the W, you have the S, you have the Y. These are still high scoring points. And Babajide and Muyiwa does not have much to, score in this point. They only have one point. And I believe this time will not be enough for each player to round up this game. And we still have a lot of tiles in the bag, and players are really, really taking their time per move. Do you think we would be witnessing time prayer in this game?
Yeah, definitely yes. This time is not sufficient. We have 25,000 bag. Time is almost out. The 16 for bingo for mine. This game is tilting towards the way and to use left side. Anyway, because if they have a blank in case, even if the bingo, they can fly immediately and find a way back to the game.
Actually, if I am Babajide and Muyiwa at this point, well, since I'm training, I would want to open this board, throw everything open. Like, because if you stay defensive, you would lose the game. If you try to play inside, you would lose the game. And I'm a fan of one, yeah, OWN here for 12 points.
Yeah, that's fine.
Tunde and David, as they've been drawing well, they had dealing with virus a lot. And at this point, do you think they should change or they should just keep going on, keep holding the virus and prevent your opponents from.
Tunde should be to move there, but they still need some good scoring and one here.
Oh, what do you think of Bino? They kept too high in their rank. Bino for 14 points.
There has been some Warriors helper, CNR, to help them out to that rank, and they're fine winning the game. But the bit more push Warriors, they're being soup.
Wow, wow, wow. Babajide and Muyiwa has a bonus on this turn. Unroasted for 70 points through the D of J. It would be really, really fantastic if we see them put this on the board. I don't want to believe or believe anything, but I hope we get to see this on the board. Is this high probability? Let me check the zero. Oh, okay. This is high probability word, and I would expect Babajide and Muyiwa to at some point look through the D and tell themselves, okay, would we get a bonus here? What do you think? Do you think either of the players would even be thinking about bonus? Oh, I have to use. What do I want to do?
I guess they know that there's something in this round or this turn to play, but the two use, they branch the two use, so, oh, they made a move June, this is gone.
Yeah. I don't think they had a mindset of playing a rainbow. Now, maybe they were planning for the queue. Like, okay, if we do the queue, we have the Euro, and it's really, really old. And we don't know the mindset of either of the players right now. We don't know what's going on through their mind. But then the African youth champion and Tunde, they just want to keep piling misery on their opponents. Okay, we see Kibe being brought down again. I think it will still be played. It scores 42 points and there's some sort of assurance. You are really, really up by this much points in the game. If we had still unroasted on the board, what dimension do you think this game would take?
Okay, now once that comes to board, I think we need them, they also go for the same key. I think the game will now be tilting towards Team Osun because they will now be the one to move at that one and can now be neck and neck, I would say it's they're doing the same point. And respect is the lead, Kibe also balance the lead. They're doing the same tone.
Yeah, time is really, really going down. And Kuraku is suggesting they only play EM through the E of Bino and Kebe for 16 points. What? We'll just drop the Q. Oh, okay, that's awesome for 22 points. That kid's in Radcliffe LD. That kid's in Radcliffe LD. And I believe, oh wow, it's arranged already. Okay, we would see Stroid come down for 94 points from the African Youth Champion and Tunde. It's been arranged already, and I believe this would be dropped on the board. Stroid for 94 points is the only bingo on this rack. And they just spotted their only move for this rack really, really quickly. And we see that come down the board.
Beautiful find, 94 points. That makes the game go well for them because at this point, with the set of 1,000 Alagbada and Sequester, I don't think they can really catch up. It's only 12,000 back. By the time you pick seven, it's remaining five, and let's work towards the end game and see the game.
Stroid for 94 has been committed, and all right, we see that being challenged, I believe. That will be additional plus 10 for David and Tunde. I wanna assume that's been challenged. Oh, yeah, that's been challenged, and that should be additional points. Okay, okay, they could play destroy also. Yeah. Excuse me. Destroyed is not the only being where they have on that one. Okay, they have destroyed for 71 points. It threw KY. Destroy scores a lot, yeah, 94. And I believe that has been challenged. You would get confirmation from the technical trail in a bit. And okay, Mox is okay, Babajide and Muyiwa playing Mox is Mox scores a lot of points. MUX for 52. MUXCX for 52. BIU. This is really, really fantastic game from David and Tunde. They've played really, really fantastically well. And I mean, what will you say to we're actually presuming we would have a really tight end game here, where time would be catching up on either of the team player. But then the game was really fast.
Congratulations to them. They made use of the rack, they maintained it and worked. But Roasted would have made the game more interesting. And that was the miss that breaks the house there. All right, that's all for them. On four.
Thank you, Joe, for joining us on stream. And this is a really, really firecracking round four. Next is round five, and we will be back on stream. Please stay tuned, and you can also, like I said earlier, follow up with the standings from the links that have been shared across various Scrabble platforms. Follow up your fan. I mean, I have a fan here actually, I have the former African champion here, Mwali, and a couple of elite players here in the Masters playing today. And as time goes on in the day, we would have, some of these elite players come on stream, and we will have a very pleasant Scrabble. Stay tuned.